Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you don't know that you have. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to these sources, the music in the background, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and you are the viewer. Today is, what is today? Tears Day, aka Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. So let's jump into the history today, shall we? Keep in mind, all of these events happened on this calendar date throughout all of history. Starting us off in the year 335, Dalmatius was raised to the rank of Caesar by his uncle Constantine I. Huh. And I wonder, like, is my music a little loud? No, my music, well, let me dunk it down another 5%. Alright. Because it's a little loud for me on my end here, but maybe it's just my speakers. Anyway, moving on up to 634, Muslim forces led by Khalid ibn al-Walid captured Damascus. This was the first major city of Eastern Roman Empire taken by the Rashidun Caliphate. Whoa. So, yeah, Rome crumbling. 1536, English forces under Edward the Black Prince defeated French at the Battle of Poitiers and captured the French King John II during the 100 Years' War. Oh, alright. 1523, Emperor Charles I and England signed an anti-French covenant. Alright. 1559, 5 Spanish ships sunk in the storm off Tampa. About 600 people die. Whoa. So I guess that's Florida. 1642, Perpignan surrendered to French troops. 6 years later, 1648, First Inn opened in New France, a pastry shop and hostelry in Quebec owned by Jacques Boisdon. Okay, so this is the first one in New France. So this is not the first ever. Like, actually, you know, that begs the question, when did inns become a thing? Like, inns in Europe were possibly first established when the Romans built their system of Roman roads 2 millennia ago. Many inns in Europe are several centuries old. In addition to providing for their needs of travelers, inns traditionally acted as community gathering places as well. Yeah, because, you know, I used to play D&D tabletop a couple of times. Oops. Come on, there we go. Alright. Dad, why keyboard finger not working? I think I'm having a Mitch McConnell moment. Well, actually, no, I'm not freezing. But anyway, no, yeah, so, like, it always starts in an inn or something, and I was like, how old are inns? Is like, and there you go. Moving on up to 1656, Treaty of Labeo, Sweden gave Prussia to Brandenburg. Or Sweden gave Prussia and Brandenburg. Alright. 1657, speaking of Brandenburg, them and Poland signed the Treaty of Wellhalu. Okay. 1676, rebels under Nathaniel Bacon set Jamestown, Virginia on fire. That's not good. I wonder if it was a grease fire. You know, Nathaniel Bacon, Nats Bacon, I don't know. 1755, Great Britain and Russia signed a military agreement. Alright. 1777, Battle of Freeman's Farm, or Bemis Heights, or the First Battle of Saratoga occurred. Alright. 1778, the Continental Congress passed the first budget of the United States. Yeah, everything needs a budget. So, moving on up to 1795, Tula, leader of Caraco slave opposition, was imprisoned. Ah, that's not good. Then we also have George Washington in 1796. His farewell address as U.S. president was published. We spoke about him laying down the cornerstone of the Capitol building yesterday, and this is when he's resigning. All right. Then in 1838, we have Ephraim Morris was granted a U.S. patent for a railroad brake. We need those. 1848, Hyperion, the moon of Saturn, the first non-round moon, discovered by William Cranch Bond, his son George Phillips Bond, and William Lassell. All right, first non-round moon. Okay. 1 year later, 1849, the first commercial laundry was established in Oakland, California. Hey, hey. All right. 1854, Henry Meyer patented the sleeping rail car. Ooh. So now you don't have to just sit in your seat. Now you can actually get a bed, you know. Now, like, you know, you have rooms. Like, you can get some pretty swanky things in those rail cars. 8 years later, 1862, battle at Iqua, Mississippi resulted in 1,700 casualties. Wow. But we're going to have some more casualties here a couple times. 1863, Battle of Battle of Chickamauga, Georgia, near Chattanooga, began. Union forces later will retreat after a couple days of fighting. Yeah, we were losing quite often at the beginning. Then one more year later, in 1864, we have the Third Battle of Winchester in Virginia, or Opequon. Large, bloody battle with the Union Army defeating Confederate forces with over 9,000 casualties. Wow. And hold on a second, I'm about to sneeze. Sorry about that. 1865, though, we have something cool. Atlanta University was founded, alright. Then 5 years later, 1870, Siege of Paris by Prussian forces began. This lasted until January 28th, 1871. So, wow, they were besieged for September, October, November, December. Like, 4 months? Yeah, about 4 months. Wow. That's 4, 8, 12. That's 1/3 of a year. Dang. Moving on up to 1876, we have the first carpet sweeper was patented. Melville Bissell of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So yeah, like Stanley Steamer. Well, I think before that. Well, before that. But yeah, no, like, you know, you can sweep hardwood floors and, you know, tile and linoleum and all that stuff. But what do you do with carpet? You need vacuums, you know, or you get a carpet sweeper. You know what? What is? This would be analog. So what would be carpet sweeper 1876? Let's take a... Oh, okay. Images. Okay, I've seen these. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so like you just like, you know, like a powerless vacuum. It has the bristles and it gets into the carpet itself, and it gets it up into like a compartment or anything. Hello, Nurgle. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome, sauceum, my opossum. I don't know. Anyway,
awesome
yeah. What's up?
Awesome sauce.
Yes, sauce.
Sorry for the noise. I'm walking on the highway. I had to take care of a few legal things for the past few days.
That's all right. We'll talk after the show, though, if you don't mind. I got to continue on up here. In 1876, we have talks began to set up a football club in Ottawa. All right.
Oh, awesome! I will mute my mic so I can enjoy the show on my walk.
All right, you're welcome to talk and comment if you want. So, yeah. 1879 as well. Thomas Ray became the youngest to break a world track and field record, pole vaulting 11 feet 2.5 inches at the age of 17 years and 198 days. Whoa, he got up there. What else do we have? 1888. One of the first known modern beauty contests was held in Spa, Belgium. Ooh, Spa, of course. Where else would you hold a beauty pageant? 1890, Turkish frigate Eretigol burned off Japan, killing 590 people. Yikes. Then 3 years later, 1893, New Zealand became the first country to grant all women the right to vote. Hey, look at that. Where's my cheer? There we go. New Zealand. You know, of all the countries, you know, like... New Zealand, the one that's like not portrayed on a lot of maps to the point where it's become a meme, and they do something groundbreaking like that. Like, we got to give them some props. Like, you know, there's a reason why Alice is head over heels about New Zealand.
Fuck New Zealand.
Fuck New Zealand. What? Excuse me? Why? What do you got against them Kiwis, bro?
No, I said prop. No, I said props to New Zealand.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, my bad. I gotta get the corn out of my ears. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna move on up here to 1896, beginning of the Bombay Plague epidemic, when Dr. Akakio Gabriel Villegas detected the first case in Manvi. This went on to spread and killed 12 million people in India. Yikes. Holy crap. That is a problem. Finally getting into the 1900s, 1901, 11 baseball games were canceled due to the funeral of President William McKinley. That would do it. 2 years later, 1903, King Leopold II denied Belgium cruelty in Congo. What does that mean? Like, they refuse that it happened, or they're saying it's not cool. Let's see if I can find anything right.
They probably refuse to admit that it happened.
I have here right. Oh, this was charges against him. So this was he was being accused of the cruelty in Congo. Okay. It says here, Brussels, Belgium, December 10th, is in an interview given personally today to the correspondent of the Publishers Press. King Leopold of Belgium denied categorically the reports which had been circulated so widely of atrocities practiced in the Congo. So he was the cause, and he was being blamed, and he denied the accusations. That makes more sense.
Isn't that the place where they used to cut the hands off the pygmies?
Probably.
Isn't that where like the whole racist monkey paw thing came from?
I don't. Oh, the monkey paw thing. I don't know. Hold on.
I don't want to say.
Where did the monkey?
I feel like I've read that before.
The object appears for the first time in W. Jacobs' short horror story, The Monkey's Paw, from 1902, in which a family comes across a gift given to them by a fakir who cast a spell on a mummified monkey paw so that it could grant wishes. But where did it come from? Lady of the Barge. So, like, is there an actual thing about the monkey's paw, or is this something else? Is this talking about the story?
It's about something about the pygmies. I can't remember if the pygmies were in the Congo, but they used to cut the pygmies called white man long pigs.
I haven't heard a more accurate description of white people in my entire life. Long pigs. Oh my god. That is a great slur. I love it.
But I do believe pygmies were cannibalistic in nature. I'm not sure. I just know that if you watch the documentary on Bored Apes Yacht Club, it actually explains some of it. I just can't remember right offhand, so I don't want to give anybody anything definite.
Was that pun intended right offhand, talking about the monkey's paw?
No.
Well, pun not intended, but well received. Anyway, we got to continue on up here with the history, but that is a really interesting thing you're talking about. We're going to move on up here to 1904. General Nogi's assault on Port Arthur resulted in 16,000 Japanese casualties. Now, that is both dead and wounded, so that's everybody who got hit. That's a lot of hit. 1911, Red Tuesday resulted in 20,000 Spanish protests for universal rights, or I guess that didn't result in that. It was named after that. But yeah, that's a lot of people wanting rights, and people deserve rights. 1912, soccer team NAC, the Noad Avendo combination formed in Breda. All right. And while that was happening, Pope Pius X encyclical Singular Quodam against interconfess unions. What's an interconfess union? Let's look that up here. Worker-led organizing efforts. Oh, so like unionizing. So he was against people unionizing? Well, I don't really know much about unions. I've heard both good and bad things about unions, so I don't know where I should stand on it. While that was happening in 1912... Sorry?
Unions are good for the people. Unions are bad for the corporation.
I know that, yeah. But, like, you know, I would argue otherwise, because I was part of a union. I worked at Vaughn's for a while, and before I even got the job, I was forced to spend $300 to join the union before they would even hire me. And then after union dues, which are automatically deducted, you know, from your hourly wage, after union dues, I was effectively making less than minimum wage. And then because of the laws and everything, 30, 60, 90-day probation, we had a 60-day probation, they let me go. And I'm not kidding, because their excuse for firing me was because I did not have a good customer service voice. And I fought tooth and nail to keep my job. Like, okay, like, put me in another store, put me in the back room, put me somewhere. Nope, I was gone. It just doesn't matter. Because, like, why keep somebody there when you can, like, have the whole revolving door? Now, that's a whole conversation in itself. What really pissed me off was the union were supposed to sit there and help. They're supposed to help me. They did nothing to help me keep my job there. And then they sent me a letter in the mail. Oh, my union dues are now due. You didn't help me fight to keep my job, and you're still charging me. And then obviously you didn't pay it, and now I'm a belligerent. Delinquent. So now, if I ever want to work there again, I have to pay a fee on top of a whole re-entry. And what the hell? So I have a personal bad experience with unions, but I've heard a lot of good things about them, as I said. So, and as you said, Nurgle, you're mostly right. It's mostly good for the people. It's just in my position it wasn't. But anyway. Aside from that rant, let's move on up here to 1912 as well. The wattle was declared Australia's national flower and incorporated into the Commonwealth coat of arms. All right. 1916, the first landing at Schiphol Airport, Netherlands, from a Farwen F-22 of Soetersburg. All right, and this is 1916, so this has to be the first, one of the first airports or landing strips in all of Europe. 1926. Actually, World War I has already started by 1916. So, alright. 1926, 80,000 people demonstrated for democratic peace in The Hague. Alright. While that was happening, the San Siro was inaugurated with a match between AC Milan and Inter. What's Inter? International? I don't know. 3 years later, in 1929, Latvia dictator A. Waldemars was chased out. Good. We don't want any dictators. So, 1931, PGA Championship Men's Golf at Juan Amosoit Country Club. 20-year-old U.S. Tom Creevy defeated Denny Schutz 2-1 in the final for his lone major title. All right, cool. 1934, Bruno Chapman arrested for kidnapping the Lindenberg baby, or the Lindbergh baby, not the Lindenberg. The Linden Hindenburg, the Lindbergh airship cheese.
I'm sorry, but when you said dictator, it reminds me of a drawing I did of a dick-shaped potato with Kim Jong-un's face on it.
I was thinking of that too. There is several memes out there. It's like that one Drake meme when he's like this and he's like this and he's like this. Yeah. It's like dictator, and it had like a picture of like Stalin. He's just like no, and then it had a picture of like a potato shaped like a phallus. He's like, there you go, that's a dictator. Anyway, 1937, 7 convicts took Folsom Prison warden Clarence Larkin hostage in an escape attempt. The warden, a guard, and 2 inmates were killed in the ensuing standoff. 5 remaining prisoners were convicted of murder and executed by newly introduced gas chamber in California. California? We gas people out here? What the hell? Wow, things were really different back then. Whoa. Huh. Anyway, that was a hell of an article there. Well, hello there, robot. Are you there? That was weird.
Sorry, I'm in a dead zone.
No worries. It sounded like I was getting a communication from like Cybertron or something. So.
Oh. No,
right.
that was from Rubicon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they want me as a pilot.
All right.
Armor Corps 6 reference.
Ha. Moving on up to 1939, British Expeditionary Force reached France after the outbreak of the Second World War, and this is so we have Dunkirk to look forward to. 1939 as well, Lord Haha, William Joyce, became radio host of Reichsrundfunk Berlin. He was a fascist politician and Nazi propagandist. Not a good guy. We spoke about him yesterday, actually. While this was happening, the Wehrmacht, the German regular army, murdered 100 Jews in Lukov, Poland. Yikes. No. To anyone out there who doesn't believe that the Holocaust exists, who disbelieves the existence of the Holocaust, is ridiculous. The Holocaust happened. Like, it happened. Like, other certain things are questionable, but the Holocaust certainly did happen. 1940, though, Nazi decree forbade Gentile women to work in Jewish homes.
Right, but due to new information that I have personally found out, it's the Alliance's fault that the Holocaust happened to begin with, because Hitler did give them a chance to take in refugees.
Huh. Well, I need to.
But I do not blame the actions of the Alliance on the man that actually committed them.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Like
they just what Hitler did was just a side effect of the indecision and hesitation of the Alliance.
This is true, cause and effect. So.
Yep.
That's a whole conversation I'd like to have, actually. If you'd like to join us on the Peanut, if you can find any further information, for this upcoming Sunday's Peanut.
Right. I just don't want anybody to think that the Holocaust is not a justifiable action. I am totally against it. I just researched my history.
Yeah, no, like, I don't know why anyone would even consider the Holocaust being a justifiable action. That's even worse than Hitler himself. Like that statement is unfathomable. Like, what the hell? Anyway, let's move on up here. 1940 as well, Witold Pilecki was voluntarily captured and sent to Auschwitz in order to smuggle out information and start a resistance. Ooh, he was a Polish resistance fighter. All right. Good on you. Like, brave guy right there. 1941, the first meeting of partisan leaders Tito and Draza Mihailovic in Yugoslavia. Yep. Joseph Broz Tito, president of Yugoslavia and a revolutionary. He was a dictator. And this Draza Milojevic. I don't know how in your title you can both be a World War II hero and a war criminal at the same time. But this guy did it. That's impressive in a weird way. Moving on up, 1941 as well, German army conquered Kiev.
Perspective.
What?
That would be more along the lines of perspective.
Well, yeah, but those are two different perspectives. How can you be labeled both a hero and a war criminal? Like, by. Well,
in your own country, you could be labeled a war hero, but to everybody else, you're a war criminal.
Well, yeah, that is true. That is true. But I'm just wondering why this one source would label it both, or maybe because he is both. But then again, like Alexander the Great, like he's considered, like by some people, a great conqueror, a great unifier, of nations. But to the Persians, he's considered the devil because he went in and destroyed them. So, but yeah, you're right. Like. Moving on up to 1941, Nazis forced German Jews 6 and over to wear the Jewish stars. Yep, that happened. 1943, Fanny Witters Cohen broke jumping world record. Okay, so jumping world record. Let's look this up. They really do have a record for everything. And I wonder if David Rush has. Well, there's a lot of different jumping records. Okay, well, what jumping? Just jumping in place? I need more information on that. 1944, an armistice between Finland and Soviet Union was signed. This was the end of the Continuation War. All right. 1945, Kim Il-sung arrived in the harbor of Wonsan, Korea, after 26 years in exile in the Soviet Union, and he would go on to found North Korea. He was the father of Kim Jong-il, who was the father of Kim Jong-un. Wait, Kim Jong-un is the current one, right? Or, yeah, Kim Jong-un.
Yes, Kim Jong-un is the current dictator of North Korea.
Okay, yeah. So there's L, there's Un, and then, yeah, so there's all that. 1945 as well, Lord Haha, William Joyce sentenced to death in London. Woo! All right, good. Yeah, let's have a cheer for that. He was that Nazi propagandist I was talking about earlier. So. 1947, Jackie Robinson was named 1947 Rookie of the Year. Damn right he was. Great ball player. 1950, European Payment Union formed in Paris. While that was happening, the Great Three, England, U.S., and France, was the acknowledged Bonn government as the only German government. Okay. I guess that has to be Western Germany, because it was still split. Freshly split, actually. We also have, 1950 as well, the United Nations rejected membership of China's People's Republic. And that was actual China that fled to Taiwan, I believe. Yeah, China's People Republic. CPR. Huh. 1951, first broadcast of Search for Tomorrow on CBS TV. And while that was happening, the Italian civil servants striked for a pay increase. All right. 1 year later, 1952, Adventures of Superman. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. TV series starring George Reeves premiered in syndication in the U.S. Yep. We also have in 1952, the United States barred Charlie Chaplin from re-entering the country after a trip to England. And that's because they believed he was a communist. This was, I believe, at the beginning of McCarthyism? Hold on a second. McCarthyism. Maybe it was way after that. 1940s through the 50s. So yeah, this was straight up in the heart of McCarthyism. And they believed he was a communist because he was in Hollywood and all that stuff. He had his own thing and all that stuff. Really sad. Like, freaking Hitler stole his mustache and then, much like how he stole the swastika and turned both of those into images of hate. Really, really sad. 1955, an Army and Navy revolt forces Argentine President Juan Perón to resign and flee to Paraguay. Yep. 1955 as well. The Cubs slugger Ernie Banks hit record 5th Grand Slam of season. Nice. 1 year later, we have the first international conference of black writers and artists met in Sorbonne. Okay. 1 more year later, 1957, we have the first underground nuclear explosion was held at Las Vegas, Nevada. Whoa, that's a little close. We also see here, Dalinda is the first artist to be awarded a gold record in France for 300,000 sales of Bambino. Cool, cool. 1959, Nikita Khrushchev, the Soviet First Secretary, Soviet Union, USSR, he was denied access to Disneyland. Oh my goodness. That is, man, in today's world, he would be greeted with open arms, like...
Right.
Yeah. Like, they'd roll out the red carpet for him, throw petals, like rose petals in, before him as he walked. They'd worship the ground he stepped on. Man, how things have changed. History is wild.
I know why I haven't found the treasure. The X is on the move.
How do you figure that?
Check my...
Okay. Let's see here. The X is on the moon. Wait.
The X is on the move.
Oh, I see. Huh. The ever-moving treasure. Let's see here. What else do we got here? 1960, Life magazine celebrated artist Anna Mary Grandma Moses' 100th birthday by putting her on the cover. Cool. It's really cool. Here we go. 1960, Chubby Checkers' The Twist hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And do the twist. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Really good song. Dance craze, actually. So. We also have 1961. Betty and Barney Hill claim that they saw a mysterious craft in the sky that it tried to abduct them. Huh. All right. 2 years later, Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Inc. was founded at Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. 1968, Nigerian Federal Army began the final offensive against the secessionist state of Biafra during the Nigerian Civil War. We also have University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, fired Professor Angela Davis for being a communist. Termination was overturned in court, and she was later fired for using inflammatory language in 1969. Wow, so they can't get rid of her one way, they got rid of her another. 1 year after that, the Mary Tyler Moore Show premiered on CBS. And in 1970 as well, the first Glastonbury Festival in Pilton, England opened. Tyrannosaurus Rex headline. Other performers include Wayne Fontana, Steamhammer, Duster Bennett, Al Stewart, Amazing Blondel, Keith Christmas, Quintessence, and Stackridge. Those are a few pretty cool names. Tyrannosaurus Rex, Steamhammer, Quintessence.
Quintessence.
Thank you. I was having a stroke for some reason.
Quintessence is a supposed metaphysical energy.
Ah, yeah, I've heard that word before. And then Stackridge, you know, like some of these are like powerful names. Steam Hammer, you know, it's like
Quintessence is also like life force, magic, mana, energy, stuff like that.
Well, like as the theory goes, what if magic exists but we don't have mana anymore? You know?
Right. Well, people used to believe that that fire and stuff used to come from a thing called the flagellum.
The flotilla?
The flagellum. The flagellum.
Oh, the flagellum, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
But that's an old alchemist term.
Huh. You know, I want to add that into the peanut because I want to talk about that too. Hold on a second. Where'd the peanut go? Let's see. See. What if magic exists, but we have no mana? Mana in the Ark of the Covenant. Because I remember saying something about the Ark of the Covenant. You know about like how they wandered the desert for 40 years.
Yeah.
They sustained themselves off of what they called was mana, which was produced by the Ark of the Covenant. So,
yep. See, but here's the thing: their magic, like the performance of magic and science, are basically one and the same.
Yeah,
because
magic is just science misunderstood.
Yeah, magic is just science misunderstood. Yes.
Yep. Anyway, we got to continue. That's a really good conversation for the peanut. I want you to hold that energy, and we will use it on Sunday.
Take a cell phone to 1,000 years ago, and you'll be burned for witchcraft.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Take this to 1,000 years ago, and you'll be burned for witchcraft. Like not even a cell phone, just a pocket lighter, 99 cents.
Yeah. You know? Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, 1971 New York City Marathon inaugural women's race was won by Beth Bonner in 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 22 seconds. The second men's race was won by Norman Higgins in 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 54 seconds. Huh. We also have in 1972 a parcel bomb was sent to Israeli embassy in London, killing one diplomat. That's not nice. 1973 Frank Robinson's of the Angels outfield. Homers in record 32nd Major League Ballpark, Arlington Stadium, Arlington, Texas, against the Rangers. Hell yeah. While that was going on, the National League refused to allow San Diego Padres to move to Washington, D.C. Yeah, we spoke about something like that yesterday. We also have Pirate Radio Free America off Cape May in New Jersey formed, pirate radio station. 1974, the KGB began a large-scale operation to discredit Russian novelist Alexander Solzhenitsyn and cut his communications with Soviet dissidents. Ooh. He was a writer and a Nobel laureate. Abraham Lincoln-looking guy. Scraggly. We also have in 1975, Faulty Towers, starring John Cleese, Prunella Scales, and Andrew Schoss, premiered on BBC Two in the UK. 1 year later, New York concert promoter Sid Bernstein offered $230 million to charity for a Beatles reunion. They politely declined. Alright. 3 years later, 1979, 5-day Muse, Musicians United for Safe Energy, No Nukes concert against nuclear power options at Madison Square Garden, New York City. Performers included Jackson Brown, Bonnie Raitt, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, James Taylor, Carly Simon, Gil Scott-Heron, and the Doobie Brothers. Tell you what, Nurgle, you and I, we're a couple of Doobie Brothers. We also have in 1980, U.S. Titan...
I cannot deny that.
1980, U.S. Titans II intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) exploded in its storage silo near Damascus, Arkansas. One person was killed and over 20 more were injured, but safety features prevented thermonuclear detonation. Holy crap! Yeah, I love how they're called intercontinental ballistic missiles (ICBM). Well, what, you see bowel movement? What are you looking at? Somebody taking a shit for? That's weird. 1981, satellites China 10 and 11 were launched into Earth orbit by a B-1 rocket. Alright. 1981 as well. Simon and Garfunkel reunited for a concert in Central Park, New York City. Cool, cool. Simon and Garfunkel. 1982, the New Orleans Saints' first road shutout victory, defeating Chicago Bears. What?
Sorry, fun fact about Simon and Garfunkel. They're the ones who inspired the band Disturbed to do their version of their song, Hello Darkness.
Really?
Or whatever that one, you know.
Hello Darkness, my old friend?
Yes, Simon and Garfunkel are the original composers of that song.
Really? You know what? I think you're right, because I've heard it, like, you know, in an old format, like without all like the you know, modern day beats and, you know, electric, you know, synthesizers and all that stuff. I've heard an analog version of it, so I believe you are right.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
I'm coming to talk with you again. Yep.
1982, the New Orleans Saints road first shutout victory, defeating the Chicago Bears, 10-0. That's a drubbing right there. While that was going on, the streetcars stopped running on Market Street, San Fran, after 122 years of service. That is sad. You'd think that they'd, after that long, they'd figure out a way to keep them going, just, you know, because that's a tourist thing. You know, that brings people into the city. That makes money, you know. 1983, David Slovinsky on 2 Cray 1 comps find 2 to the power of 132,049 negative 1 prime number. Whatever the hell that means. We talked about something like that yesterday. That's over my head.
Nurgle's brain can't handle can't handle that information.
Neither can I. AO.exe has stopped running. Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? 1983 as well. St. Kitts and Nevis declared independence from the UK. All right, so let's have a little cheer for them, independence. We also have, in 1984, Britain and China completed a proposed agreement to transfer Hong Kong to China by 1997. Well, that didn't work out. I don't know. It was supposed to be 30. Yeah, it was supposed to be 30 years.
I think the Hong Kongese had something to say about that.
I love that, the Hong Kongese. Like that's what we should call them, the Hong Kongese. Like,
no, I'm just assuming that's the actual proper pronunciation for residents of Hong Kong.
You know what? Let's look that up. What do you call someone from Hong Kong? Hong Kongers. That's actually that's better.
That's worse.
There's how is that worse?
This sounds like a racial slur.
There's Hong Kongers, Hong Kongian, Hong Kongese, Hong Kong citizens, and Hong Kong people. So
mine sounded better. At least I tried to do like Hong Kongese or something like that.
Yeah.
So I tried to make it sound cool. I mean, Hong Kong just sounds like a slur.
Well, I mean, like, you know, what do the pygmies call us white people? Like long pigs or something? Like, yeah. Like, today's episode is full of slurs.
So maybe we taste like bacon.
I mean, we eat enough of it, so yeah. Anyway, 1985, we have an 8.1 earthquake in Mexico City, killed an estimated 10,000 people and left an additional 250,000 homeless. Wow. That's a big quake.
Well, the bright side is that the odds are some of those people were cartel and we don't have to worry about them no more.
True. 1985.
But bad news, but I feel bad for all the rest.
Yeah, well, like the majority, like 99% is going to be all just like random normal people.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
I'm just going by statistical odds.
Yep. 1986, the 3D short film Captain EO with Michael Jackson premiered at Disney theme parks. Is that the one they made fun of in Family Guy, where, like, he literally ran out of the screen and abducted a child?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I figured as much. It's like he's coming at me. Anyway, 1986 as well, U.S. federal health officials announced AZT will be available to AIDS patients. There has to be some kind of medication or something. Every time I see AZ, I think of AstraZeneca. 1987, 12th Toronto International Film Festival, The Princess Bride, As You Wish, directed by Rob Reiner, won the People's Choice Award. Yeah, it did. Great movie.
Well, yeah, it better have. It's one of my favorite movies. I still watch that movie to this day.
It is one of my absolute favorite movies as well. And I haven't seen it in a while, so I actually probably should watch it this upcoming movie night. But, like, I remember when I was trying to start a new life, I moved up to Portland, Oregon, like, back in 2015. 2015. Trying to start a new life, and I was living with a friend, and he was, like, in this college dormitory thing, and they the building held an ice cream social, like, not the owners of the building or any of the staff, just a resident, one of the students or whatever, just randomly like, oh hey, let's have an ice cream social, and you organize it. So they had a whole ice cream social, and then we sat there and ate ice cream and watched The Princess Bride.
Oh, so it had ice cream. I was wondering about that.
Well, an ice cream social is is an old thing that ended 200 years ago. Like, back when ice cream was first invented, it was a whole thing, and then all the wealthy people, they got together and had a party around ice cream. That's where ice cream socials were. It was specifically a party where come and have some ice cream. It's fancy, it's rare, it's expensive.
Right. Almost. It's kind of like the Camel Club.
Kind of. What is an ice cream social?
Well, they used to have this thing called the Camel's Club, and it was for people who like to smoke Camel cigarettes.
Ah, okay.
Anyways, they still have them today.
Well, my mom used to smoke Camels. Well, no, not Camels. She smoked Cools, not Camels. Cools. Sorry.
Well, I used to have a stained glass Camel's cigarette lamp. In the shape of it, like it actually had the camel's head shape.
Dude, that's awesome.
Then the bottom was square, and I sold it to a Camel's Club for like $5,000.
Wow, I gotta look at this. Camel cigarette lamp. Well, anyway, we got to continue on with the history show. Let's see here. What else do we have? 1987, Farm Aid 3 has held in Lincoln, Nebraska. Performers included Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Emmylou Harris, Vince Grill, Lyle Lovett, John Denver, and Joe Walsh. All right. 1988, U.S. driver Greg Louganis smashed his head on diver. U.S. diver Greg Louganis smashed his head on diving board during the 3-meter springboard preliminaries at the Seoul Olympics. He recovered to qualify for the final match, which he won the following day. Good. All right, that's an annoying injury there. We also have in 1988, Bon Jovi released their 4th album, New Jersey, most top 10 hits of any rock/glam metal album, which is 5. Dang. 1988 as well, once again, Israel, here we go. They launched their first satellite for secret military reconnaissance. Why is that their very first satellite? Why are they doing military reconnaissance, especially secretly? Israel is not what the people think that they are. They are, a conquerous nation. So, sorry, what?
I didn't say anything.
1988, U.S. women's all-round gymnastics team was controversially penalized 0.5 after compulsory round at the Seoul Olympics. Substituted an alternative athlete on an even bars medal podium. U.S. finished 4th, just 0.3 behind East Germany. All right. 1989, good old NPH, Neil Patrick Harris. Doogie Howser, MD, starring Neil Patrick Harris as a teenage physician, debuted on ABC. Yeah, that guy's been in everything.
I hate that show.
Well, I never saw Doogie Howser, but I liked his role in Malcolm in the Middle. That was actually my introduction to him. And then I saw him in Starship Troopers. I'm like, hey, what is the big brother of Malcolm doing in Starship Troopers?
That's my last name. That's my last name is Howser.
Oh, well, you didn't need to dox yourself live on air.
I'm not worried about anybody. I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying my last name is Howser, and I fucking hated the fact that everybody would refer me to Doogie Howser. I'm like, I'm not short like that little bastard Neil Patrick Harris.
Huh.
And I'm not blonde, and I'm not an asshole. Well, I'm an asshole, but I'm not that kind of an asshole.
Well, isn't he like 6'2" or so? No, he's 6 foot. So he's not short. He's taller than me.
He's shorter than me.
Well, you're 6'3",
by 3 inches.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's short to me.
Well, at least
I digress.
Yeah. Well, like you want to know about bad names. I had a friend in high school named Justin Case. First name Justin, last name Case. What a name!
Oh, I would have taken that name and ran with it.
Well, that's you. Most people would find a reason to be complaining about it, but that yeah. Anyway, moving on up, 1989 as well. Appeals Court restored America's Cup to the U.S. after the New York Supreme Court gave it to New Zealand. New Zealand protested the U.S.'s use of a catamaran. Okay, well, why didn't you use a catamaran, New Zealand? Well, you're an island nation. You should know more about boats than us anyway. Come on. 1989 as well. Chase Manhattan Discovery Center at Brooklyn Botanic Garden opened. All right. 1989, Chase Manhattan, I already got that. French DC-10 crashed near Niger when 171 people died. Yikes. 1990, U.S. gangster film Goodfellas, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta, premiered. Good movie. 1991, Otzi the Iceman.
That's the lamp in my foot.
Let's see here. Oh, okay. I thought you meant the actual shade was the head of a camel. That's a cool lamp still though. That's a really cool looking lamp.
But yeah, I okey-doked that club. I sold it for $5,000 and it's only worth a couple $100.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, wow, what happened with the price? That's fancy. Oh,
it's called me being a smooth talker.
Smooth criminal. Bump, 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 bump.
And Annie is not okay.
Uh-oh. 1991, Otzi the Iceman, a 3,300 BCE old mummy discovered by German tourists in Italian Alps. Wow. Otzi the Iceman. Or Otzi the Iceman. Let's take a look at that here.
Well, my phone's got 4 more %. I'm just going to turn my mic off and listen from now.
All right. So here we go. He's also he's a natural mummy of a man who lived between 3350 and 3105 BC. Otzi's remains were discovered on this date, 1991, in the Odsel Alps at the border between Austria and Italy. He is Europe's oldest known natural human mummy, offering an unprecedented view of a Chalothitic Europeans. So for further information on this, please refer to the underbar of the description below. Link to this will be down there. So, I gotta put in the ice cream social link in here as well. Hold on a second. But yeah, not many people, in today's world has ever been to an ice cream social. I have. Anyway, 1992, Barry Bonds joined Willie Mays, Howard Johnson, and Raw Gant as having 2 30 home run, 30 steal MLB seasons. Wow. That is impressive. We also have the demolition began of JFK Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, built in 1926 as Sesquicentennial Stadium, also known as Municipal Stadium. It hosted the 1926 Tunney Dempsey fight, 41 Army-Navy football games, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones victory rallies for the NHL Flyers and MLB Phillies, and the U.S. portion of Live Aid. Wow, so that stadium had some extreme history, and they demolished it. That is sad. 1992 as well, UN Security Council voted 12-0 with 3 abstentions, whatever, to dump Yugoslavia. Wow, bye-bye Yugoslavia. Rip. Hold on. Sorry. What else do we have? 1993, actress Michelle Phillips' Knots Landing was robbed at gunpoint. Alright. We also have Tom Glavine won 20 games in 3 straight years. Cool. ER, emergency room. My mom watched this a lot. She wanted to become a doctor when she was young, but, life happened. She couldn't. Premiered on NBC, created by Michael Crichton, starring George Clooney, Anthony Edwards, and Noah Weil. And yeah, she loved those, the not just like the shows and whatnot, but she loved watching there's several shows of actual like real surgeries and such that were out there that she found. Like 9 times out of 10, I go in to talk with her, and she has like all this blood and guts and stuff on the screen. I'm like, what are you watching? Oh, just an appendix surgery. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Anyway, 1994, 3,000 U.S. militia landed in Haiti. I wonder why. That's weird. 1995, the Washington Post and the New York Times published the Unabomber's Manifesto. 1997, Guelep El Kebir massacre in Algeria. 53 people were killed. Yikes. 2000, Ken Griffey Jr. pinch hits his 400th home run, becoming the first major league player to reach the mark as a pinch hitter. Nice. 4 years later, 2004, NFL Oakland Raider wide receiver Jerry Rice ended NFL streak of 274 consecutive games with a reception in a 13-10 victory over the Buffalo Bills. Jerry Rice. I wonder if he has any relation to Condoleezza Rice. I don't know. I really doubt it, but maybe. I knew someone who allegedly was related to Grover Cleveland. Or no, not Grover Cleveland. Garfield. It was James Garfield. We also have 2004 Ryder Cup Golf, Oakland Hills Country Club. Europe retains Cup wins 18.5 to 9.5. Victory margin largest by a European team in the history of the event. Wow. Then in 2005, TV sitcom How I Met Your Mother premieres, starring Josh Rayner, Neil Patrick Harris, Kobe Smulders, Jason Segel, and Allison Hannigan. Well, that's interesting. So, Doogie Howser, and then How I Met Your Mother. So he premiered 2 different shows on the same date. That's pretty interesting. 2006, the Thai military staged a coup in Bangkok. The constitution was revoked and martial law was declared. That's not too cash money right there. 2007, MS Dhoni was named captain of Indian cricket team for the first time in the ICC World 2020. All right. 2008, Greg Maddux pitched his 5,000th career inning against the San Fran Giants. All right. 2011, Ashton Kutcher debuted on 2.5 Men, replacing Charlie Sheen, and ever since then, the show has been complete and total crap. I don't even watch these shows, and I know they're crap. I know Charlie Sheen was a pain in the rear end, but he made that show. So, 2015, we have Farm Aid, a 30th anniversary held in Chicago, Illinois. Performers included Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, Imagine Dragons, Jack Johnson, Casey Musgraves, Old Crow Medicine Show, and Mavis Staples. All right. 2016, aid convoy into Urim al-Qubaira, Syria, was attacked by airstrikes. UN denounced as a war crime. 2017, 7.1 earthquake southeast of Mexico City killed over 300. And while that was going on, a new MLB record for most home runs in the season, number 5,694, hit by Alex Gordon off the Kansas City Royals. What else do we have? 2017 as well. President Hassan Rouhani of Iran, in his UN speech, criticized U.S. President Donald Trump for his comments about Iran in his own UN speech. And for some reason, this is not sequentially in order. This should have been first. U.S. President Donald Trump addressed the United Nations, vowing to totally destroy North Korea if threatens the U.S. Well, I guess that's something else. 2018 Korean Joint Summit in Pyongyang agreed to limit North Korea's weapons program and to South Korea economic cooperation. Okay. 2019 likely U.S. drone attack killed at least 30 and injured 28 in Nangarhar province, Afghanistan. And while that was happening, North America has lost 3 billion birds, or 29%, since 1970, according to an analysis published in Science. Well, don't you know that birds are not real? That they are all government surveillance drones? You only see them as chicks or as adults. You never see a teenage bird, do you? Do you? Birds aren't real. Bread is a conspiracy to sell more bread made by the bread company. 2019, Taliban suicide truck bombing killed 22 people and injured 90 more at a hospital in Zabul province, southern Afghanistan. Not nice. Bombing a hospital. Come on, man. We also have a tropical depression. Emilia hits southeast Texas and Louisiana, prompting widespread evacuations. Okay. 2021, just 2 years ago, the body of travelogue blogger Gabby Pietro found at Bridger-Teton National Forest in Wyoming. That's sad. Also in 2021, Cumbre Vieja volcano erupted off the Spanish island of La Palma, its first eruption since 1971. I remember when all that was happening. It was a serious risk of it causing a major landslide that would highly probable cause a tsunami to go across the entire Atlantic Ocean and hit the eastern seaboard of the U.S. So that was a worry. We also have in 2021, U.S. apologized for an Afghan airstrike that killed 10 civilians, including 7 children. 2022, banks in Lebanon closed for 3 days after a series of holdups by people trying to obtain their own money frozen amid the country's economic crisis. Wow. They're trying to get their own money and then you close the banks. That is evil. British monarch Queen Elizabeth II in 2022 was interred at Windsor Castle after a state funeral at Westminster Abbey in London with an unprecedented 500 world leaders in attendance. I'm surprised I'm surprised nothing happened at that event, with how everything's going. And in 2022, we have a magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck western Mexico on exact anniversary of 2 previous tremors in 1985 and 2017, killing at least 2 people. Well, it's not 2000 anymore, They're becoming more earthquake resistant. 2 more articles to go. Nigerian authorities said over 300 people have died and 100,000 have been displaced by the worst floods in many years. And we also have scientists discover site of the Amazon's tallest tree, an Angoulême vermelho at 88.5 meters or 290 feet tall and 9.9 meters or 32 feet wide. Irapaturu River National Reserve, northern Brazil. Well, now it's out there, it's knowledge. People are going to try to go down and cut it down just because, oh look, for the lulz, internet clout, for the likes, for the clicks, for the views. People are monsters. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. Please check out our link tree, our other video sharing streaming sites, our social networking, our affiliates, and then also, these links that I have been gathering throughout the show, they will be in the underbar down there after this live stream. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander. We had Nerval in here for a while, and of course, you viewer are you, until you catch us on Friday. Don't forget to look, we also have a notable events, weather, and sports show coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, maybe. If there's enough news, then there will be. If there's not, then we will guarantee have that news show on Friday as well. Anyway, until you see us again, whenever that is. By the way, the news show is at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!